lest you be judged. I could have said, Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Fellow Truck Driver, don't judge my path unless you've driven my journey. I could have said, before you judge me, Mr. Police Officer, be sure you're perfect. You've got sin in your life, so I'm going by at 80, and you can't do anything about it. Let him without sin cast the first stone. Well, I really didn't think that at all. Matter of fact, instantly I got hard on my brakes, and just in time I slowed down just enough, and I didn't get a speeding ticket. You know, the fellow truck driver who judged me did the right and loving thing. Why? Because I was being careless. And he was talking to the police officer, but he was really talking to me. He's saying, hey, buddy, there's a police officer ahead. You better slow down. Right? But he was judging my behavior, too. He wasn't speeding. He's saying, hey, fellow truck driver, let's be a little more responsible here. I know you want to get there ahead of everybody else, but let's not use that to justify unsafe driving. Here comes one at you, doing it like he wants to. The knots of judging. There is not a biblical prohibition against judging. Judging is not eliminated because all sin is the same. Judging is not being critical. Judging is not condemnation or casting stones. The oughts of judging. We ought to understand what biblical judging is, and we ought to understand that it's an inseparable part of love. Now let's imagine that as a truck driver that same day I had not become a Christian. I had not repented of my sins. I had not had Jesus Christ's righteousness given to me. And if I had been taken before the throne of God for that ultimate judgment, imagine this is me standing there. God the Son is talking to God the Father. And if I had not become a Christian, what could Jesus say? Here comes one at you, doing it like he wants to. And I would receive the consequence of eternal separation from God. But fortunately, the church loved me enough to tell me to judge my wrongness and to tell me I needed to receive Christ's righteousness. And so, when I stand before the ultimate throne, Jesus doesn't have to say, here comes one at you doing it like he wants to. He could say, God the Father, this one received my righteousness. And he can say, well done, good and faithful servant. Amen. So in conclusion for today, I encourage all of us to be sure that we have received Christ's righteousness, that we have understood our judgment as an act of love, and that we have received Christ's righteousness in our life. And if not, you can talk with me about it, or someone here in the church fellowship you'd like to talk about. You can perhaps go to the prayer room too after the service. And I've asked Margaret and Kitty to close us with a song.
I invite you to close your eyes, bow your head, pray if you want to, whatever you want to do. It's not me and Kenny, it's the words of the song, it's God speaking to you. I'm forgiven because you never forsaken. I'm accepted. You were condemned. I'm alive and well. Your spirit is within me because you died and rose again. may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. We are dismissed.
Just remember that you're stuck on that thing right there. That thing on the ear thing.
It's right through. It's this right here. Righty tighty.
I don't know. Next week, you know
It was
it starts.
That is it. Appreciate it. Good having